We had a highest high 22nd, highest high 24th, and then here on the 27th, close but not no cigar, at least not thus far. And there's a unicursal energy there as well, so we want to be mindful of today. I got on early, guys, because I forgot I've got back-to-back doctor's appointments this afternoon, so I won't be on at the normal 3 o'clock hour. And I'll likely be on in the morning tomorrow, but I wanted to get on at some point today since I can't be on later. So this is obviously a reversal right here, and you would it also correlates. The fortune card midday also correlates with the art card, which is that prominent move higher, and then the full retracement. So it's very likely that we retrace all the way back down to these lows. Hey, AV. Yeah, I got on a little early because I'm not going to be able to be on at the normal 3 o'clock hour. Um, nice. I never saw the gold star before. I guess that's for like a certain amount of months. That really stands out. Just gonna say the gold star or orange star if you want. But in any case, so there's this low here in the morning, right? We declined pretty notably after revisiting a crest in the midst of erratic behavior. We opened lower, erratic behavior, low in the morning. Then we have this crest that we sell off from down to and through support. We come back and reuse that support as support. Actually, that takes place here. This is truce, really. This is truce right here. In any case, the middle portion of the day is the Aeon, the Fortune card, but it's also correlating strongly with the Art card, which is that prominent move higher and the full retracement of that move back down. So it's very, very likely that we're going to move all the way back down to these lows, especially since we've got these low correlations here in the early afternoon session. I think we probably end up at. It's kind of price swingy at the end of the day. I'm kind of picking up on a low and a high. Like this ends up being kind of like a sidewaysy day, and that would make sense. It's the science card, so we're playing around with the price level right here. That's really of importance on like a year to date kind of scale. I'm going to mark this off as a science price level. You should always do things like that. Like when you have an opportunity to mark off an important price level that's indicated, it may come in handy later on. Especially if you mark it off, it's very likely to come in handy later on. And I always put the suit of swords in yellow. Oops, I want to put that here. We have that unicursal energy there as well from 1120. Hey, Ellen. Good afternoon in New York. Good morning to you. I'm advised not to chase the decline into the low, though. I think we probably have a breakout through through the highs on the 28th. I think we probably have new highs tomorrow. do you see BNB Binance having a big collapse per recent news with the CEO getting charged? Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I took advantage of the Black Friday deal with TradingView and got like the most up, like the highest version, paid version you could get for like super cheap, at least for this year, and then it becomes like $600 next year. But by then, who gives a crap? We'll be making much more money by then. All right, so BNB. Sorry, I'll come back to that in a second, Ellen. I got to take care of AV with the. She's got the star next to her name, which gives her priority. Is the market generally bullish until December 7th? No, I think we end up going bearish off of the peak tomorrow. Maybe the 29th is a high as well. It's possible, but I think at the latest we start declining on the 29th. I think probably we start declining tomorrow off of that peak, and then when we get into December. Yeah, there's an opportunity here on the 30th in the midst of a decline that increases with momentum to open up a long position and close that long position the following day. Hmm. Well, yeah, you could close it there on the 1st of December, or you could hold the long position into the highs here towards the 13th, 14th. But there's some pretty choppy behavior in between. All right, so BNB having a big collapse. Yeah, definitely. Looks like there's a pretty big decline here. Unless that was it here. That could have been it here, but it looks like it goes into lows in 2023, 2024, and then it just kind of goes sideways through 2024 into maybe sideways or sideways slightly downward into 2027, even 2028. In 2028, there's opportunity to open up a long and probably close in the same year, or maybe in the sorry, in 2027, there's opportunity to open up a long, probably close in the same year, if not the same year, the following year. But this is overall pretty bearish, and when you see the unicursal in a multi-year, it can indicate something along the lines of like a. I'm not so sure about it here in the theme, but sometimes when I get a unicursal in a multi-year reading, it can indicate like a bankruptcy or like the business shutting down or something like that. I'm not so sure about it here. It's pretty interesting reading. I might do this over because this was done so long ago. When was this done? I've updated the form of the multi-year reading since then. October 14th, yeah, definitely October 14th, 2022. This was done. But in any case, that's what it looks like. It looks like we're sort of like in that sidewaysy, and this could have been the drop. Although I think probably there's more of a drop there. And it could be that we're seeing three pokes here before the full retracement. By the way, because we have the sorrow card correlating with the low, and it's only 12:30. We have a trough. It looks like around 1 o'clock. So this could be one, two, and then maybe we see like a move to around this price level one more time. It's possible. The other possibility is that it's a diagonal trend line. It's not always horizontal. It usually is horizontal. That would be like something like that, maybe. It's probably like this, though. This is like a secondary possibility, but less likely. It's more so that likely, and you can see it's happening right now, is that this price level here what the three pokes are going through. So we'll poke through it one more time before we have this sharp drop that turns into a sideways fluctuating decline into the last hour of trading, and then we have some price swings there in the last hour. I'm kind of picking up on a crest there. There's definitely a day's low there in the last hour. Well, it's never definite, but I feel pretty strongly there's a day's low there in the last hour, and also in the midst of the price swings, there's a crest. But here around 1 to 2 o'clock is where I would likely open up a partial long position, and then if I get a better opportunity in the last hour near the close, I would add to that long position in anticipation of a breakout here, and I would get out of that long position as soon as possible on the 28th, but it's probably going to be here. I mean, as soon as we have the breakout, I should say, on the 28th, and it's probably going to be somewhere around 11 o'clock, between 11 and 12, probably closer to 11. And it'll be like a near overbought peak that we sell off from through multiple support levels. It'll also be a brief peak that's easily missed. Actually, no, that's more the brief peak that's easily missed is here at the end of the day. I still think it's probably going to be a brief peak that's easily missed. Matter of fact, this is... Yeah, so around 11:15, 11:10, we'll have a brief peak that's easily missed. And there you can see we had this third poke through. And now we've turned around. But as soon as we have a breakout, I wouldn't count on that breakout lasting. It might last through the day. We're still kind of in the disappointment card energy as far as the 1 month sequence of events. Interesting. So the 1st of December actually looks like it's part of the sequence of the November reading, because we've got the Satiety card here, which correlates strongly to the Happiness card, and the Happiness card comes right after we have the Science and then the Abundance card. But I wasn't picking up on anything here as far as abundance is concerned. So we're really like tomorrow or the next day is the high. Will Sui be a soul killer? Will it do 20 times by. All right, so two questions really. So does Sui do 20 times by 2025? I got a yes for that. Um, does Sui. How do I ask that question? What do you consider a soul killer? What does that mean? Tell me what you think that means. You're welcome, Ellen. Thanks for your support, my friend. Soul killer. I mean, I don't see soul like. Soul is one of the ones I'm more. We were covering it monthly for a while, but there isn't enough interest, like broad interest, for it to like pick up traffic for we had to put our time into other things to grow the site. In other words. I don't think I have any readings done for Sui. I'm gonna add that one to the list because it's come up a few times now. Well, it does actually look like we have in 2024 all 2023 2024 we have all-time highs, like probably new highs in 2024 or on the cusp of 2023 2024. So we're it's probably not far off. I mean, as far as time is concerned, not necessarily price. But this really flew in the last month. Will Sui capture, that's a good way to put it, AV. Will Sui capture a significant amount of Soul's market by 2025? Yes or no? Whoa. That's an affirmative. Whoa, okay. We definitely got to start covering Sui. I got the Aeon card for that, so it gets like, it like takes like a huge chunk of soul. So that's probably why we have all time highs around the 2023, 2024 for soul, because now we've got this thing coming out. So I'm going to do a multi year reading for Sui. Hopefully, I can get that done for December. Ah. Now that I have like these sick charts, I can like really start notating our predictions like right on charts and whatnot, and it'll save it. I won't have to like worry about it erasing it because it's E Trade. Wish I could make it shorter. I guess I should have pressed the enter button, but in any case, do I see a 5% decline of S&P 500 soon? Most definitely something along the same lines as something along this lines very quickly. And it's very possible that we end up in lower price levels. I see that as a strong possibility that we end up in lower price levels. The Princess of Discs here, Princess of Discs end of year. I mean, that's probably not a coincidence. Ace of Discs as well. Looking at 2020, the early part of 2024, it gets really kind of like whoo price swingy back from highs to lows and back again in January, February. So we might start to see that kind of taking place here at the end of the year. Whoops, what was that? Right. There's an important support level that's highlighted on like a year-to-date scale here in December, and my sense is that it's highlighted because we probably break down through it. The January S&P is coming out on the early access very, very shortly. It's been done. It's been sitting there for a while, but I've been recording other stuff rather than editing. You can see right here. In any case, that's coming out on early access very, very shortly, like over the next 2 to 3 days tops. The way that you get early access, you go to our website, Tarot for Traders, hover over our services, click on ESO Meta Posts. And right here at the top, click here, early access to a post, click here to subscribe. It gets you the earliest you can get any access to any of the public videos that come out on YouTube. They generally were like a month or two ahead. Sometimes we're only a few days ahead. It happens, but for the most part, we're a month or two ahead of when they are released on YouTube publicly. So people that want to plan ahead can utilize this information accordingly. If you had early access, you'll be able to see the January reading relatively soon. You already saw all of the January dailies. The January dailies have been posted since like the beginning of November. They haven't even started dropping on YouTube yet. Oh, okay. So here's that third poke. I expected a little bit more, a little bit less of one, but that's fine. That's 3 pokes. And this is where we should get into a notable decline in the midst of, and then that'll turn into price swings. And in the midst of that notable decline, when we revisit lows, somewhere between, let's say, 1 and... Somebody called me from Puerto Rico. What the heck? Hello? Sorry, guys. That's really annoying. This... Hello? I got a missed call from this number. You're calling my phone nonstop. I'm on a live stream, so I'm wondering who this is and why you keep calling my phone. And they hung up on me. Hello, do you hear me? No, please, you gotta stop calling my phone. You're interrupting my meeting. I don't know who you're calling, but it's the wrong number. Please, thank you. Sorry, guys, that was really annoying. But that's I mean, that type of thing. If I didn't already know it was Mercury retrograde, that type of thing happening is like a sure sign of the influence of retrograde. And that'll become more and more the type of like random, weird, disruptive type of energy throughout the day that you'll see. That type of thing will progress and become more and more frequent as we progress towards December 23rd. Will Doge hit a new all-time high in 2024? Uh, hmm. Let's look at the chart and see how that's going. Like my AirPods keep switching to different devices without me asking. Like this is all very Mercury retrograde. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's there's a possibility, but let me see. Take a look at the 2023 real quick. That might help out. So we nailed highs at the beginning of the year. We nailed lows in April, May. What do we have? March. So it was on the cusp of March, April actually. So March, and then we go into another low here in June. It looks like we didn't have it as a lowest low, but looking at it now, we should have had it as a lowest low. Not sure why we didn't. Um, and then we go into lowest lows in September, October, and then it should be back to highest highs, and we're pretty darn close already here in November and in December. So this is a pretty accurate reading, guys. So if we do see highest highs for Dogecoin or new all-time highs in 2024, if we do, I think it's very likely going to take place here at the very, very beginning of the year. That's my sense. And if I'm wrong about that, there's a possibility of it being. in July, but it's hard to say. Let's see. What is it? What do the cards have to say? Yes or no? Do we see new all-time highs in Dogecoin in 2024? I got a yes for that. Oh, appreciate it, Ellen. Definitely much needed support. So much appreciation to you. I think we might. I was looking at Soul before too, which is funny. Oh no, I wasn't. I was looking at this. Okay, I'm good. I think we probably do. I think we probably do have a new all-time high here in 2024 pretty soon. There's a good possibility, and that's what the cards have to say. They say that we are, so I would go with the cards. With that said, guys, I'm gonna roll. I got that doctor's appointment to get to. I won't be on at the normal time today because I have back-to-back appointments. Just trying to get all my checkups, checkups out of the way, so I'm nice and nice peace of mind in 2024, I guess you could say. So I won't be on at the normal time, 3 o'clock today, but tomorrow I will be back on, very likely in the morning to start. So with that said, guys, look out for the January readings if you've got one of the subscriptions or you've got the all paid access, all paid monthly. Look out for the January readings. Should be coming out all throughout the week. And if you want the early access to the S&P stuff, you can get it here again. But as far as the monthly all paid version gets you basically early access to the paid versions, not the public versions, the paid versions, and you get that all paid here at under our services, SO Meta Posts 30 days access. This is our most popular monthly subscription. Definitely, basically what you get is the paid version of all of these crypto symbols and crypto and ticker symbols, as well as Amazon, Google, Nvidia, and soon to be Microsoft as well. Most importantly, though, my friends, make sure. Well, actually, let me do a real quick recap. So we're still moving to the upside here. Interesting. I think this is probably we're still in the three pokes territory, which is the 1 to 2 o'clock hours. So we really just started the three pokes. So this could easily be the second of the two pokes in actuality. And I would say based on the fact that we've gone that high, that moves this price level here, this is definitely off the table. But I think this is probably the second of three pokes. So I still expect a pretty sharp decline into the last hour. And in the midst of that decline, which will turn into price swings probably in the last hour, but in the midst of that decline, I'd look for another day's low. And around the day's low, I would open up a partial long and hold that long until the following day, where I'd close it at a near overbought peak or crest that forms after an unexpected move higher to that peak or crest around like 11:10 ish. And it's likely a brief peak that's easily missed. It's likely that we go higher into the end of the day, though, just to say, but I wouldn't hold it to then, just to be on the cautious side. And that's what I got to say about that, my friends. Blessings to everybody. Make sure to follow that rule of karma. You do so here at the resources tab of our website. 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities, 5% of the profits back to the channel. Make sure to spend that 90% left over out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel. The universe considers you an angel investor. It's going